Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So as you can see, we have done with some of the basics of the Substance Painter. So in this session we'll be going through some textures and the fill layer. So let's get started. So let's go into file. Let's take a new file. So what I'll do is I have some ready-made presets. First we'll use that only. Then later on in the coming sessions I'll show you how to import your own assets and texture them. So I can just go into this open sample and I can just go into this and I'll just open one of the preset over here. So as you can see, I have opened the preset over here. So first of all, it's very important. As you can see, we have done this material stuff, that's your paint layer. Now let's go into this textures, that's your library over here. You have something over here, materials. You have different kinds of materials. So for example, if you want to assign any of the material, you can easily assign it. So let's take one of the material over here. Let's take a simple rust colored material or rust coarse material. I can just drag and drop it over here. So once I drag and drop it, you will see that the material will directly be applied over here. So as you can see, the material is applied. I'll just go into this. I'll just make it as 1024. So it takes. Now into this, after you assign this material, let's go into the layer. So now if you see, you cannot paint over here because this is a fill layer. So it's written over here, fill layers are not paintable. So as you assign it, automatically takes a new layer. So if you off it, it's become blank over here. So let's click on this layer, and if you go down, you get some properties like tiling. So if you want to increase the tiling of this, you can increase the tiling of it according to your needs. Let's go down. If you want to rotate it, you can easily rotate it. If you want to keep the material offset, you can do with that also. Also, the same properties which you saw in the paint layer, you are getting the same properties over here. That's your color. If you say only a color, metal, roughness and height map. So if you go into this and if you say I don't want this rust color, I want to change it, let's make it more towards orange, or let's make it towards more kind of this, you can even change that stuff. So this is a ready-made material. Then you have some technical parameters over here where you can go with the height position and all this stuff, you can change it. But you also have some other stuff, like if you just click on the height map, you see alt and click on the height map will only show you a height map. So if you go into the height map, I cannot change anything over here right now. I can go into the metal, I can go into the attributes. You have this height position, height range, this can be changed a bit. Can you see? So height range can be changed. You see there is a roughness coming up over here. If I just remove this metal property from here, and if I just remove the color property, you see that only the roughness is visible. So now you get the roughness and both the elements. So again you can go into this. Now into this you can also add a white mask. So if you want to add a white mask, you can easily add a white mask. So if you add a white mask and if you try to paint it, you see that it is going to be a mask stuff over here. You can easily add a white mask. Even if you want to mix some other material, I can easily mix it. So I can just click over here, and if I go into this, and if I go into the alpha smart mask, and if I take a scratch or something, and if I just drag it in the mask, you will see that that particular has been masked over here. So I have dragged this black and white into this mask. So let's make this as a black mask over here, and I'll just drag this dirt scratch over here into this. So as you can see, now if I click on this, you will see that my original material has a mask, and also there is some property of dirt over here which is added into this mask. Now I can go into this and I can increase or decrease this wear level. You can do this stuff very easily. Wear contrast. So this property is directly going to work with this. You have the grunge amount, so you feel that I need more grunge, I can do that. You need grunge scaling, you can do that as well. You have the options. Now you have some micro details as well. So if you want some roughness, that can also be added. Now if I go into this sharpen option, I have some sharpen intensity, I can even do that. So as you can see, I'll just remove this metal edge wear over here, and instead of that I'll go into this and I'll just assign some stains and scratches. I'll just add it over here. So now this looks better, and if you want, I can just click on invert mask. So you will see that my original material was like this, and I have added something kind of a mask over here. So I have taken a white mask and I have added this stain scratches over here. So you can easily merge it in this way. Now later on, if you want, I want to paint something more, you can even paint it over here. Even you have a paint layer, you can add a paint layer into that. And if you go over here and let's take a brush over here, and if you want to paint something, I can easily paint it. So into the paint layer, I'll just take some brush, alright. So you can see you are inside the mask. So what you need to do is you need to create a separate paint layer for that. Then you can easily paint it. So if you start creating a separate paint layer, because you were inside the mask layer, so whatever you are going to paint, it is going to paint. So now if you go over here and now you try to paint it, you will see that now I can easily I can just pick any color, and now if I try to paint something, I can easily paint it. So as you can see, I can do this stuff. So I have added a material on this. On the other hand, as you see that I have a different paint layer on top of it, and now you paint it. So if you try to paint this, so I have a fill layer and a paint layer, and if you want, you can just go over here and you can change this, multiply, overlay, or whatever you need it, you can just assign that. So I'll just go over here, and if you don't need this, I can use a eraser over here and I can just rub it. So that is totally possible. And if you're only working with a color, let's click on the color. So I don't need this. Now you only paint with a color. I'm right now in this map, roughness. Now just paint this. So you will only get press Alt and click on that, you will only get the color over here. So you see that I'm painting on a different layer. With that, simultaneously I have used this different parameters which are required to do that. So I'll definitely can see that I have one main material layer. I added a mask, and into the mask I have added one scratch over here, that's from the smart mask. So I've gone to the smart mask and I've added it on the mask. So if you see on the levels, you can easily dark and light this. You can see, you can just adjust this levels over here for the material as well. And if you can again go over here into the texture set, you can just make it to 2048. You can see some more better details over here. So you will see some more details. Alright, so you can see that you're getting the fine details. So you can press shift right arrow, move it to change the light direction. You can do that as well. Alright. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. So we'll go through a few more things with working with the materials over here. I will also show you some generators, and there are a lot of things which will be covering up in the coming tutorial. So as you can see, the UVs are also, you see that we have painted it. So thanks for watching this tutorial.